I just want to say one or two things. I'm not going to read through this, but lean is a technique that enables us to change the way we deliver services. As I say, sometimes more for less, and but not necessarily, but certainly to deliver services more efficiently. And I've experienced in my career examples of lean, even before lean was ever talked about. One of the examples dates back to my days in Customs and Excise, when in the late 1970s I took over Customs and Excise pay branch, and I found an error rate of something like 4%, which may not sound very much, but to people's pay, actually, it's a hell of an error rate. And one of the first things I did was try to find out why this was. And I spoke to the clerical staff who were responsible for doing the work, and they said, oh, well, we get it done, but at least there's 100% checked by our managers. And therefore, we don't have to try and be too accurate. It doesn't matter if a few mistakes get through. Spoke to the managers, they said, well, we know the clerical staff are really good, and therefore we don't bother to check 100%. And what I did was I changed the system, and with discussion mainly with the clerical staff, you'll see why in a minute, and not the managers so much, I said, well, it's your responsibility to get things right, and I'm going to reduce the number of checks and reduce the number of managers, and I did. And I think I reduced the number of managers by half. And actually the clerical staff had genuinely much greater job satisfaction, because they actually had responsibility, and they knew it was their responsibility whether they got things right or wrong. It improved morale no end, yet saved money. That's a very simple example. Another example was when I was looking at a Ministry of Defence store, massive naval store at Eaglescliffe, which I don't think exists now. And I was speaking to the shop steward. One thing I noticed, and he invited me there for 3 days to just spend time in the store, was that people, according to managers, were working absolutely flat out, phenomenal speed to deliver the outputs. But actually I observed that people weren't. People were actually taking quite a lot of time out and so on. And if I was to estimate their overall work rate, it was well under half what management said it was. And the shop steward had introduced lean. He just hadn't told management. He'd worked with the staff, simplified procedures, processes. They were producing great output, really reliable, but it was the shop steward that did it. And I think there's a real lesson there that with lean, we remember that the people who know how to do the job best tend to be the people who do it. They're the one with the ideas. Get them involved, and you can really start to get a result.